Okay. Welcome everyone to our regular Tuesday night Collaborating Connections professional networking meeting. My name is Dawn Evans Casey, and I'm the leader of the group. Collaborating Connections has been around for the past 6 years and is part of the TTR networking family. TTR networking stands for To the Rescue, and To the Rescue has been around for 13 years, in fact. Started here in central Indiana and continues to go strong. We've made some changes throughout that time, but for the good of the group, TTR Networking is represented by about a dozen satellite groups. Collaborating Connections is only one of them. They meet on different days of the week at different times for each group to accommodate the needs of their members. And we here at Collaborating Connections have been virtual with Zoom since COVID. It actually allows us to meet and interact with wonderful professionals from coast to coast and around the world. We have had some occasional international visitors with us. Excuse me. Got a little bit of a tickle in my throat, so I'm going to apologize ahead of time. So I hope that anybody who is listening to the recording is able to get an idea of who we are and what we do. And we would look forward to having additional visitors on our calls on a weekly basis. So if you're interested in being a part of the Collaborating Connections networking Zoom call, just message us either on Facebook or LinkedIn or through the TTR networking website. Let's see. On a weekly basis, we usually kick off our meeting talking about wins from the past week. We certainly like to celebrate each other and our successes. So does anyone have any wins that they'd like to share this week? Carol, how'd that closing go last week?
It closed finally. The tenant that was in the house was last minute getting all of her stuff out, and it wasn't pretty what she left, and I had to pay a cleaner to go in and clean, or the buyer was not going to close that day. And so I had to pay a cleaner to go clean. Then I had to get the tenant out of bed because she was up till 6 a.m. trying to get stuff out. I said, you've got to finish getting your stuff out of there. She had a U-Haul sitting in front of the door and a bunch of crap sitting outside. And I said, well, unless this cliff's cleaned up by such time, she's not going to close. And I'm going, I flew to Florida just to purposely close. I said, you cannot back out on this just because the tenant left it a little messy. So I paid somebody to go clean it up. The tenant went and got her stuff out finally and had some help, and he ended up closing. But then the next day he was upset because she'd left so much stuff out by the road for the trash to keep. Mm-hmm. He texted me, he said, you promised this was going to be gone and all this stuff. And I went, what more do you want me to do? Wow. What more do you want me to do? She set it out for the trash man. I had paid somebody to clean. What else? So anyway, he closed, and I finally just blocked his number. And I just, I didn't represent the buyer, I represented the seller. And if the buyer has an issue, call their agent, then have them call me. But I haven't heard from them since. So we're done.
Wow.
So finally closed.
Good. I'm glad you got it closed.
Yeah, I was too. That's been going on since November of last year. Wow. Yeah, we've had it under contract since January. It's taken this long to get this done.
Wow.
So yeah.
Is that rare? Are they they're normally faster than that, no?
Oh, yeah, this is a long story. The tenant tried to buy it for months. We tried, and the seller is a saint. He let her just keep trying to buy it and go this mortgage and this mortgage. And it came down to where I said, I just can't do it anymore. So we had to go outside and find a different buyer. So that's why it took so long, because he was allowing the tenant to keep renting and keep trying to buy it at the same time. So that's why.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the job is not all glamorous and
Oh, heavens.
easy.
No. No. I mean, the last one that I closed on, I had to go pay somebody to cut off a basketball goal.
Yeah.
So people don't realize some of the things that we do and that they never hear about. So, yeah. So, yep, that's what we do.
Thanks for sharing, Carol. I'm glad it got done. I'm glad.
Yeah, me too.
Wow. That's amazing though. Sorry to.
No,
But
it is
isn't
what
it
it
fun-
is.
Yeah. Isn't it
You know,
funny
it
how
is-
they would say somebody, was success overnight? And it's like, oh, you got to be kidding me. I mean, it's a little different in the real estate world, but to people looking at somebody who
Mhm.
is succeeding, they don't always know all the work that has
No.
gone into that moment when the actual papers are signed and you walk away with a check or something. They don't understand, oh, there's so much to this that.
Well, you look at somebody's commission check and you're thinking, like, I'll be honest, I made $6,100. Okay. But I've been working this deal. We
Right.
listed in November. I've been trying to help the tenant get a mortgage and get this stuff going. Paperwork after paperwork being signed, extensions being signed, this stuff, this mortgage, this stuff. I mean, it was crazy. Overall time and money, I lost money on the deal because it took so long, so much time, so much paperwork, so many things to get signed. I lost money overall between time and everything else. So it's not glamorous always, but yeah, I got a nice check when it was all over. But if you add up everything else,
Yeah.
I lost money.
Wow.
Oh yeah, on that day my battery died on me. I don't know if I
Oh
told
no.
you. Mhm. I couldn't even
Oh.
make it to closing. I went out to get in my car and the battery was completely dead.
I'm not laughing. I'm laughing, but
No.
I'm not laughing.
That happened to me on Thursday. My
Oh
battery was dead.
no.
And they said it was he suggested it was, AAA suggested it was the change in the weather from the warm to cold that, yeah, our
Well,
car
mine was
don't tolerate, but
there was nothing left in it. They had to replace the battery. So not only did I pay $250 to have the house cleaned, I paid $248 for a new battery that day.
wow.
So, and I never made it to closing. They had to overnight my check. So,
Oh no.
yeah, that was a good day.
It
I
must be the
survived it.
change of weather because we had a bunch of car things. It wasn't even the that doesn't make me feel better to know you're all struggling too, but it makes me feel like not so alone. I don't want you to think I don't
No,
want you to be struggling.
But I was in Florida. It was 89 degrees.
Yeah.
I was in Florida for closing and it still, yeah. That's what I look like all day, Jennifer.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
All right. Do we have any other wins?
I just think it's cool that Skyler's on the call. I saw his name on there. So there we go. This is how it works.
That is a win.
I actually also have a win.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes, so this week my father gave me a good referral partner for Washington State. He sells cars, so I should be able to help them out with insurance. So I'm happy to get the ball rolling there.
Oh, that's a great win, Skyler. Good
Way to
job.
go.
Thank you.
Awesome.
I mean, that's a big win because anybody that's going to buy a car needs to have insurance, right?
Exactly. Yep. They
Oh
have
my
to be
gosh,
off. They have to have the insurance to get off the lot.
All right, cool, cool, cool. Very cool.
You can sell insurance all over the US?
Yeah, so I can work with all 50 states.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
That it, and I don't know, Nancy, you've probably already heard me raving about it, but Connor Insurance has been an awesome TTR partner over the years. We've had a lot of Connor Insurance agents that are here. They or have been part of TTR, and most of them I think are still there. I mean, I don't think they've gone to any, they might have, Skyler might know, but I'm just saying it's a good place to work. I think they have a really good culture, and for Skyler to be working as a kind of a young dude, I'm very happy to say I can say, you know, I can say from my experience with Connor Insurance that he's in a good place. So I don't know if that,
Ooh,
yeah.
all right. So I see that Deanna has joined us. Is it
Yay,
Deanna?
Deanna.
Hey, awesome. And Deanna, we were just taking a moment to acknowledge any wins that anyone has had in the past week that they wanted to share. So do we have any other wins? My win was
Oh, sorry. I couldn't figure out how to get the audio to work.
great, great. Deanna, do you have a win that you'd like to share?
Yeah, I would say our win is we had a really wonderful sacred sage and sound ceremony event. So I think that went really, really, really well. And that's
Yay.
exciting.
Yay.
And the other win I would say is what kept me off of getting late to the call is I have a gentleman that wants to come and teach a class who does feng shui, and he does Chinese healing, and he does life-changing energy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that sounds super exciting. So we're planning a class, and I think that's a win.
That is.
Mhm. Yeah.
Please keep us posted. Share your website information and make sure that we can stay on top of the schedule, the calendar for ReZENergize. Great
Yes.
stuff.
Yes. You're awesome. I appreciate that reminder.
All right.
Having a good night. That's very exciting. And don't you just think, Dawn, don't you just think what she does aligns so much with what we're all trying to do? It's energy. That's what it is. Come on. It's
Yeah.
energy. I mean, that's what it is. It's okay. So glad you're on here, Deanna. Thank you for being here.
All righty.
Thank you for having me.
You're
There,
welcome.
I figured it out.
There you are.
There she is.
My win for the past week, well, I went to Dayton, Ohio to visit a friend. So I always love the opportunity to get a little travel in, visited with a friend that I've known almost 40 years. We just laughed and had a great time. And on the way back, I spotted another chocolate place that it's amazing how, it's practically in my backyard. It's just on the eastern side of the state of Indiana, and I don't know how I didn't know that was there, but I will have to get on the road and get back there and do a proper tour and write a little something about it. So that's my
Proper
win.
investigation.
I have a proper investigation. And yeah, that's my win, that I have another little mini trip that I'll have to plan and get done there. So that's it. If there are no other wins that anyone wants to share, I am going to invite Jennifer Johnson, our executive director of TTR Networking, to give us the updates. What's going on in TTR Networking, Jennifer?
We actually have quite a bit going on, and I know I always kind of draw it out, but I'm literally saying we've got so many things that are going on and so many good people that are joining. This is a great time to be part of this. And we have next week, okay, we have a new website. And I know it probably is getting old for some of you to hear me talk about the website, but it's a new website. So if you have not logged on, go check it out. If you're new, now Skyler, Carol, I think a number of people in this group have joined, and they've joined right on there. They don't even know that we had an old website or anything, but if you have any questions, let me know. And it's really, you came along at a good time. We're all learning about the new website together. But next week we have there's 3 days in a row we have events. So not all of them are ours, but we're co-organizers or whatever of the thing on Wednesday, which is the Launch Fishers event. And it's the second annual Tricks for Making Networking a Treat. It's Launch Fishers with InspireSmall.biz and whiteboard learning. And that event, Ryan keeps making sure everybody knows there's going to be beer from 4-day race supplying beer. So be prepared. There will be alcohol. And I don't know, hopefully that doesn't make you come or make you not come. But if you are interested in being there and you're like, well, they're going to have beer, that's even better. That might be a factor, but just make sure you drink responsibly. But that's from 3 to 6. And that is just one of those good, big old networking events that if you want to meet a number of people in one spot, it's a great way to do that. We just would always go back to, you got to follow up with them. So make sure that's on your agenda. And you all been doing this a long time, but I think except for Skyler, maybe not as long, but Skyler, I did see Skyler had registered for our Thursday event, which is our big TTR celebrates. And we were putting it out. I'm going to try to get more out tonight. We have community partners. We have Deanna, Dawn, Nancy are all community partners. I would really encourage you to join us, learn more about the community partner opportunity, as well as we have one global partner who is Robert Bonjour, and he's with Offset House Printing. So we're gonna really celebrate that, celebrate our new website, celebrate 2024 that's right around the corner. And we're just going to learn more about TTR and how we're proceeding, how we're going into the new year. And that is from 5:30 to 7:30 on the 26th. Okay. And that's at that's in Fishers as well, but it's at Pinheads. And yes, some people might say, okay, what's going on with Pinheads? Well, Pinheads honestly has some really good meeting rooms. So we're in the 300 room, and I don't know if it actually can hold 300. I don't think so. But it can hold a number of people, and we'll have appetizers, and it goes 5:30 to 7:30. If you can come for all of it or come for a portion of it, we'd love to have you come meet people, learn a little bit more about what all we're doing. And then on Friday morning, we did not decide to change the date just because it all came one after the other. But on Friday morning at 8:30, we will be the 27th. We will be at, Open Networking at the Haverstick, which is once a month. We have this, and it's some months it's been 20 people, some months it's been 5 people. So I cannot tell you, I haven't even looked right now to see however many are coming, but we're promoting it. And this is usually considered a Westfield networking event. And now that just means that they sponsor it. That does not mean you have to live in Westfield or you have to do business in Westfield or whatever. It is open to all of our people, and you don't have to be a member. It's free. If you've never been to the Haverstick, you owe it to yourself to get over there at least once to visit and see what a great space they have and all of that. But we do kind of, it goes from 8:30 to 9:45. And then, yeah, you'll be exhausted, so you'll need to rest for next weekend. But then 2 or 3 weeks down the road, I think it's November the 14th, we actually have we have a visitors day at our Biz Builder group, which is basically, it is Tuesday, November 14th, and that's at the Meridian Title in Fishers. And it has been sent out on most of our emails. I know that Dawn has sent it out probably, or at least given you guys the insight. It's on our social media. And that visitor day is it's just open to everybody and anybody, as just like our open networking at the Haverstick is. But it is to definitely draw attention to our Biz Builders group. So you guys are all members of this group. You do not have to feel, like you have to go to that meeting. Maybe that is not a good time for you, but it is. Our visitor days are a lot of fun, and Dawn's done a great job. She's a good one to learn more about visitor days, but they wanted to have one, and that's going to be only in person. There will not be a Zoom option available. So anyway, just those are the next couple weeks, the next month or so. We're going to have the TTR celebrates once a quarter. So that would put it sometime in January. We haven't actually confirmed a date yet, but we'll let people know. And then we have the open networking at the Haverstick. I intend to continue that into 24. And then we're going to get back to some of the other things that we haven't done for a little bit. We're going to do TTR Presents, and we'll also have, and that's really a focus on our members. And our community partners are definitely going to go first, because that's part of their package as a community partner and our global partners. So just kind of keep your eyes open for all of that. And if you have some suggestions, let me know, because that's what we're all about. We're trying to work together. So thank you, Dawn, for giving me the time. I know it's a lot. And thank you, Skyler. We're glad to have you. We're glad you're here.
Absolutely. Welcome, Skyler. So our newest TTR Collaborating Connections member. And I want to reiterate, based upon all the information that Jennifer shared, that there are so many ways to connect within TTR networking. Being a member of Collaborating Connections doesn't limit you in who you can connect with, who you can get to know, and how you can share. As Jennifer mentioned, there are other groups that have their Visitors Day and open networking opportunities where it doesn't matter. It is not limited to one individual from each industry. Whether you enjoy this virtual meeting opportunity where we can just log in on our computers, or if you'd like to be in person, shaking hands and meeting and getting to know people, TTR networking offers all of those opportunities. So please stay in the know and take advantage. In addition, I always encourage one-on-one follow-up meetings. Let's schedule those one-on-ones, and you don't have to wait for someone to reach out to you. You can be the one to say, hey, let's get together and talk. Let's schedule a one-on-one. There's so much to get to know about all of the wonderful professionals within TTR networking. So don't miss the opportunities. We are now going to go ahead and start doing our roundtable introductions. But first, I want to encourage everyone to go ahead and populate the meeting chat with your contact information, your name, your business name, your phone number, email, website, etc. And I'm going to take that information and make sure to share it when I post this recording on social media so that people who are interested in getting to know you can get in contact with you. As well, I send out the list with the follow-up notes that I send out after every meeting. So if you click on, I know the meeting chat is under the three dots that say more on my computer, if everyone has the same version of Zoom. So go ahead and populate your information. And I will start, let's see, with Nancy Vesley. Are you ready to introduce yourself and your business?
Yes, I am. I'm Nancy Vesley with IHC Specialty Benefits, a local licensed health insurance agent in Indiana only. I help people under 65. The Obamacare is not open till November. However, we can start looking at options at this point. We just can't see prices yet. And then right now we're in the middle of our Medicare. So if you live with a senior citizen, your phone is ringing nonstop. I'll warn you. But Medicare is open till December 7th. And I think they say like the big times are right at the 15th of October, first couple of weeks, and then it dies off and then it comes back strong at the end of December or November. So this is a high point right now. So if you know anybody over 65 that's on Medicare and has not reviewed their policy and where they are, I would love a chance to talk to them. And ACA is opening in November. So if you know anybody that gets coverage on the ACA, I could help them with that. And if they don't want ACA because they make too much, I also have other short-term plans available. We got it covered.
All right. All right. What is ACA, Nancy?
Obamacare, affordable health care, the marketplace. There you go. Everybody knows the marketplace.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it Affordable Care Act is when that's what it's short for, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, you can remember it, Jennifer. You would come back.
It's bad memories, woman. It's bad memories. Professionals like you know what they're doing. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
All righty. Well, thanks so much, Nancy, for the updates with the healthcare insurance. Does anyone have any questions for Nancy and IHC health benefits?
No, but I would, not me, but I would just give her a lot of credit for being on the call. I'm just telling you, there are people during this that turn into complete hermits. I mean, I know they're working, I get it, but you've got to keep communication, and I know, Nancy, you've worked really hard. You've been doing this a few years. So I give you a lot of credit because there are people that don't even see light of, now they're meeting clients. I don't want it to sound like they're just sitting in their office on the computer all the time, but thanks for being here, Nancy. We appreciate that.
Indeed, indeed. Okay. If we don't have any other questions for Nancy, I am next going to invite Skyler Hughes. Are you ready to introduce yourself and your business?
I sure am. So hello, everyone. My name is Skyler Hughes. I work with Connor Insurance, and what we do there is we work in all 50 states to make sure that we can get great insurance. Typically, we try to go for a lower price if we can, but at the end of the day, we want to make sure that we're getting good insurance to anyone that needs it. So that includes personal lines like auto, home, can also be life. We also have connections for commercial insurance if that's something that you need. So yeah, call me when you need.
So thanks so much, Skyler. Do we have any questions for Skyler Hughes and Connor Insurance this evening? Any comments?
I would just say that the fact that he just brought up that a good connection is an auto. He's got that connection through his dad. So I think we should all be thinking about, and I would just tell you, if you want to go out and research counter insurance, go do that. I mean, I'd really go do that because they've been around for years. But also know that, Skyler might be young to all of us, but he's with a really good group. And the fact that you wouldn't mind introductions to other auto dealers or people like that, would you?
Yeah, no, anyone that needs help getting something sold and out the door, which generally includes insurance on it, I'd be happy to help them out with that.
So realtors, obviously, I mean, I'm kind of jumping from auto to real estate, but
Yeah.
but we all know, there's all kinds of insurance that people need, and they need to sit down with somebody who knows what they're doing, who has the products. I'm not saying anything negative about people that are just captive agents, but you guys work with 20 plus carriers, right? Don't you have more than even that, I think?
Yeah, we work with 20 plus carriers, and we have a whole company filled with insurance experts. So that's also another benefit that you're going to get is what insurance you're getting is going to be the insurance you need.
Yeah. So many stories lately about people that were underinsured, I mean, and I don't know how you can live with yourself if you're an insurance agent and you don't know that somebody's covered. If they get sued, they're not, So
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you, Skyler. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm also thinking as we're, coming up on the end of the year, somewhat quickly, if you hear of anybody who's thinking about just shopping their homeowners insurance for 2024, thinking about their overall budget, we're hearing about prices going up everywhere, that people are, savvy and thoughtful, forward thinking. Certainly, Skyler should be among the recommendations of contacts that they'd want to reach out to for that homeowners insurance for 2024. So just keep that in mind. Thanks, Skyler.
Thank you.
All righty.
So I have a question.
Yes.
Skylar, do you have insurance products for insuring equipment for ministerial groups? Like, if a church needed to insure all of their equipment that they have on site, do you have insurance options for that?
That's a good question, and one that I'd want to find out. So I would be able to I'd be able to find that out for you, actually.
Okay.
I'll reach out to you with some details with that.
Okay, so I'm gonna, in just a moment, I'm gonna go ahead and put my information there, and I'm gonna put my personal number in there for us to chat about what options or what prices you might have for insurance to insure the equipment the healing equipment that we to be insured, because it was very expensive.
Okay. No, yeah, I definitely understand that.
It's always funny. I remember when I was an insurance agent, Skyler, people would say, so if somebody asks you about something you don't really know, you just be honest and say, I'll get the answer. That's what he just did, just like a really good trained insurance agent. Why not? I mean, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, especially with the world of insurance, it's always evolving and changing.
Okay.
So not one person can know everything. That's why it's great to have a team like Connor Insurance behind me, which is going to have my back for those moments.
Right. Exactly. Good for you.
Awesome. All righty. If there are no other questions, let's move on to Carol Blackmon. Are you ready to introduce yourself and your business?
I am ready to introduce myself and my business. I am Carol Blackmon. I am a real estate agent. I'm licensed in the state of Indiana and in Florida. I work with clients all over the world. If you're moving somewhere, I can find somebody to help you. I have a client that I was trying to help find a house recently in Westfield. We were having trouble finding something in his budget. And last week I'd reached out and said, send him a house. I said, what do you think about this? Because prices are starting to level off, and we're starting to see more price decreases, which I'm happy for, actually, because prices were way too high, I felt, for a long time. And then within about a half hour, the client sent me an email. He said, I've got good news. I just got an email. I've got a promotion. He is transferring to New Jersey. So I wasn't able to sell him one here, but I was able to find him an agent in New Jersey to help him find exactly what he needs and help him with his relocation. And I just sent them a referral fee form, and they send me a small referral fee for sending him. So I was at least able to help him find somebody out there too. So that's one thing I can do for anybody. If you're moving within the United States or into another country, I can help you find somebody to find you what you need. So I'm looking for clients that are possibly thinking about moving or buying. I know the rates are high. We have programs that can do a buy down where you can buy down the rate. A lot of sellers are willing to buy down the rate for clients to try to help them out. And builders, if somebody's interested in building, builders are paying some big money right now to buy down the rates to get people in their homes, because they pulled a lot of permits this year and they have to build. And right now their inventory is going up. So that's a good thing. But anybody needs to buy or sell anywhere, let me know.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Carol. I'm glad that you mentioned that, not only are you licensed in 2 states, but you have such a history within the real estate industry and so many connections that you are a great resource for connecting someone to a wonderful realtor in those states that you're not licensed to work. So that's something for all of us to keep in mind. I know I have my own little toolbox of contacts and connections, but certainly I don't know, let's say a great realtor in every state. So so much for sharing that.
Welcome.
Does anyone have any questions for Carol about real estate, sales, buying, etc.?
No, I'd only say you only need to know Carol, Dawn, right? That's all we need to know after her.
That's all.
Good.
Literally, that's all we need to know. I mean, really, it boils down to that. But that is really good. And I've been telling people, I don't know, Carol, it'll get back to you eventually, but I've been telling people, we've waited a number of years for a realtor to come on and say, I can help you no matter what you're doing. It's like, why weren't they? Why anyway? But thank you for sharing your stories, and I appreciate it. It does make us all feel good about the business that you're doing. Thank you very much, and the possibilities for ourselves when we hear that it's, it looks like it's so easy for others. No, everybody has to work.
No,
it doesn't get easy, people. It doesn't.
Right.
Yeah, good for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Let's see if there are no other questions for Carol. I am now going to invite Deanna Morae.
Yay!
Are you ready to introduce yourself and your business?
Yes, ma'am. So my name is Deanna, and my business is ReZENergize Sanctuary, and we are a faith-based company that does wellness. Actually, what we do is scalar wave treatments, which are something that nobody really understands what it is because it's so new. So here's what I'll tell you. ReZENergize Sanctuary is the future of human wellness. True story. Because I think until people understand what it does, they don't come and participate. But once they get it, they're like, I get this. This is rebuilding. So that's what we do. And it doesn't really matter. I mean, I feel like no matter where you go or who you meet, the only thing that really matters to most people is what is it you can do for me? you know? And how much do you care, right? Because nobody really cares how much you know until they know how much you care. Well, the good news is that at ReZENergize Sanctuary, our favorite thing to do is to love people into their wholeness, their wellness, and to feeling better so that they can go out in the world and shine their light even brighter than they did yesterday. That's really our mission. It's just to make a safe, loving space that people can utilize the equipment and then their bodies start to heal themselves in miraculous ways. So that's what I do. The technical part about it is scalar waves are so beneficial to the human body that they, in lab studies all over the world, they have found triggers the body to repair DNA. It has been proven to re-energize the cells so that they are up to full voltage. A healthy cell is 90 millivolts, and a cancerous cell is 15 to 20 millivolts. So you can imagine there's some pretty good benefits to making sure that tiny little trillions of cells in your body are all charged up. They found that if you know what an EEG is, it's a way to register and track how the brain is doing on several different levels. Every time they've checked, EEG levels have improved in every area of the brain after they've been exposed to scalar waves. And the one other thing that I would say is most important is that it helps to neutralize or ameliorates or transmute EMFs, which are around us all the time, electromagnetic fields. They're around us all the time. And it helps to transmute those so that they're not causing the harm that they normally do. So the whole time that you're sitting in the sanctuary, your body is like, oh, this is really nice. I'm just going to, I think I'm just going to take a break right now. I'm just going to take a breath. Wow, this is so nice. So that's because EMFs actually push our bodies at twice the speed, and our bodies and our immune systems are trying to operate at a level they're not designed to do. That's what EMFs do. They operate at 60 cycles per second, and your body is only designed to operate at 30 cycles per second. So that's probably too much technical stuff, but it gives you an idea.
Nope, all good stuff to me. Deanna knows I've been to the sanctuary. I love the experience. It's time for me to get back, and I'm one of the ReZENergize cheerleaders. It is good stuff for your body. So that's my pitch. But do we have any questions this evening for Deanna and ReZENergize Sanctuary?
No questions. I've just been telling Deanna for a couple months, that we need to have an open house. So, but we need to help her do that when she's not got something scheduled there, a night or a time that would work. So now that we're all hearing about this, doesn't this make you want to just go in and take advantage of the just the fact that somebody's got this available to us? I think it's something we need to go and check out and figure out how we can help her spread the word. So keep your eyes and ears open. I'm not trying to commit her to anything because she needs to know she needs to say it. But every time I hear her sharing, I'm just like, it makes me feel so peaceful. I can't wait to get in there. We're going to have to do it.
Yeah. And
so, Jennifer, we're just going to have to talk about what would be the ideal evening to just kind of give everybody just a little introductory.
Yeah. And I don't want it to ever sound like we're trying to take advantage of somebody who's got a physical location, but the opportunity is that this is so different. And every time Deanna talks about it, you can tell how passionate she is, and she loves what she's doing. And don't you want to be able to help her share that? But the best way for us to do that is to go and actually know what we're talking about a little bit better. Deanna, you sell it. You do wonderful. And we do have people, that want, they just want to know more. So yes, we will do that, and we'll get that situated. I should be, I cannot tell you, I'm gonna be home, but I'll put it on the list for tomorrow. If I told you what my day looked like today, everybody would be like, oh yeah, I know how it is. You have a plan. And but I did email you last week though. So hopefully you got that. So if we're not getting it, let me know. But we'll go
I
from
was
there.
just looking it over. I was just looking over one of the emails I got. I don't know if I got the other one, but I was looking over one of them just this evening.
Okay, good. Well, we'll connect. But I just want, if we get a bunch of people saying, Deanna, we got to do this, then we'll get it scheduled. Okay.
Yep. And Jennifer,
Okay.
weren't we just talking earlier today about the music vibrations, the healing power
Yes.
and all of that?
Yes. That's why I honestly, that is so much a part of what I want to do. Deanna, I might have mentioned it. I don't know if you were but they talked about music at our prompting seminar. And it was all about the vibrations. So it was just so funny because you were talking, not funny, but you were talking about the sound bowls. And it was just like, okay, these things don't happen because they're random. These are things that are meant to be making you notice. And so we all want to know more. So we will get that. Yes, Dawn, we were talking about it. I know that Dawn has to leave at 7, I think, right, Dawn?
I do. But
Okay.
But Jennifer and Nancy are going to carry on the call. So
Yeah. Well, I want you to get your introduction in before you have to leave. Everybody knows what I do, so we don't need to go there. But
well, Dawn Evans Casey, Spa Travel is my business. I'd love to help my clients have memorable, enjoyable travel experiences. If you or somebody that you know wants to get away, just give me a holler. Dawn Evans Casey at Spa Travel. My husband and I have a genealogy nonprofit where we do educational outreach, sharing with multi-generational families how to do their own genealogy research and package that all into a wonderful keepsake that they can continue to build on and pass forward to future generations. And last but not least, I do Cheerful Chocolate Spirit, which is a chocolate blog on Facebook. So anyone out there who is a chocolate lover, enjoys recipes and poetry and pictures and stories and just wonderful, entertaining quips about the enjoyment of chocolate, feel free to check out my blog on Facebook, Cheerful Chocolate Spirit. That is about it for me. And I see that squirrel with a curl. I love that. The crazy red-haired lady has joined us. And
finally,
thank you so much for being with us. I am going to invite you to please introduce yourself and your business. And the call will continue, but I will see you all soon. Take care.
take care.
Take it away,
We
crazy redhead lady.
I know,
Yep.
I didn't realize it had squirrel with a curl up. Otherwise, I would have changed it. So,
No, it was cute. It's good. It's perfect. Tell us
Oh.
who you are, Kathryn.
oh,
What do you
all right.
do?
Yes, I'm sorry for the delay. Just, too many things. So I figured a little bit is better than none. So, I am Kathryn Barajas Bjork, or the crazy red-haired lady. You can't tell that you could probably tell that it's somewhat crazy because it's been up today. But, yeah, anyway, I have loads amounts of red curly hair. So, I am an animal communicator, psychic medium, Reiki master, intuitive empath, blogger, and sometimes an inspirational speaker. So that's what I do. So I was thinking, and basically an animal communicator is I help people connect with their animals on a deeper level. So many animals are telepathic and they speak in pictures. And I basically am like, I sometimes think of it as like an animal therapist, if you will. You would come to me with like an issue with your pet and be like, okay, so Fido is, peeing in the corner and we can't figure out why Fido is peeing in the corner. And so then I would come in and be like, okay, so Fido, tell me why you're peeing in the corner. And yes, I know it's crazy, which is why I'm the crazy red-haired lady. But then Fido would tell me, well, I'm peeing in the corner because I'm mad because my humans changed the carpet and they didn't let me know about it. And so now all the scents are gone, and so I'm making it my own. So then I would go back to human and say, okay, human, your dog is upset because of X, Y, and Z. And there would be some type of agreement that would happen between human and animal. And it's a give and take. It's a relationship. So they might say, okay, well, then I'm upset about the carpet. So if you have any carpet scraps left over, then you could give me the old carpet scraps, and then I will stop peeing on the corner. And so then the human could say, okay, great, I'll give you the old ones. That means that you only get to pee on those scraps, not anything else. And so then, then dog says, okay, I won't do that. Human says, okay, great. And then it's fixed and we don't have that problem anymore. So that's kind of like what I do. And then most of my clients are animals, although I do have some that I speak with those that have crossed. So those that have passed away, being medium as well. And then also being a Reiki master has to do with energy and moving out old energy to bring in new energy so that we can have function at our best self. So there's the cliff notes.
So you've got that practice. You're very good at it now. Not that you weren't good at it before, but no, you're good at it. You're very good at it. Nancy, you want to take the reins? I think Dawn's gone. Is she there? Is Nancy gone?
I thought you were going to take the reins, Jennifer.
I do not have to, but I would just say if you have what kind of questions, because literally one of the things for Kathryn, she knows that when she says this to people kind of like, what? What are you talking about? But I think now Dawn is a good one, but a number of us have literally, we have seen Kathryn work firsthand. We've seen what she does. I would just tell you, if you have any doubts or you have any questions, I mean, what is Reiki? What is a Reiki master, Kathryn? What does that person do? What is that? Yeah, what do you do when you're doing that?
Okay, so Reiki is a type of energy or vibration. I usually describe it as two things. One is when you're a little kid and you scrape your knee and you fall, it's like you fall down, you scrape your knee and you put your hand over it and it feels better. That's Reiki. Or the master teacher of it all would be Jesus and how he healed the blind and healed the sick with just putting his hands on their face. And no, I am not Jesus. I don't claim to be Jesus. I am using it as an example of the type of healing that it is. It's hands-on healing. Reiki has to do with the original practitioner. And but it is, I am essentially I don't know what happened.
That's okay. Keep talking.
Okay, all right. So I am essentially like, I totally lost my train of thought there. It's a vibration. I'm a channel. That's it. I'm a channel of energy. If you think of like when you see the hot pavement, and like that little heat waves that come off of it, that's essentially what Reiki is. So I put my hands on your body or above your body to help to move your energy out. I do like, we have the main chakras of the body, and when those get blocked and they're not working properly, then it can cause, stuck energy or not as productive, or creativity that is, lost, or heartburn, or really anything that you can do. And what is that, the universe and the angels and God creates the ability to pull out the energy and then replenish with the good higher vibration energy.
So it is just, it's not just, it's energy that you are connecting with. And that's really what I guess I want everybody to, they need to chat with you about the different things that you've done. And if you go back, I'm not sure, Kathryn, it was last year sometime we did the TTR Presents, I think, and you talked about it. Didn't you have a TTR Present, or are we still working toward that?
No,
I can't remember.
I think we did that one, but that was more or less about the kind of how I got my start, like The trauma. I would say it was more about
Right.
kind of the trauma part.
But I think maybe if people kind of know your story a little bit, they kind of understand that some of this is something that you went through a very traumatic experience that brought you to the brink of some really deep, dark place, or whatever. But as a result of it, you became much more in tuned to some of the energy. Maybe you'd always had it, but I don't know. From what I've gathered, trauma took you so, and you had to kind of reconnect or not maybe reconnect. I don't know. Can you tell them in a real quick nutshell? We don't have to take.
I guess the cliff notes would be that my late husband passed when I was 7.5 months pregnant with our third child. So my daughter was 4, my son was 2, and then a baby in utero. So he passed in November and I had a baby in January. So it was, how the heck are you going to do your life now that your partner and my whole world had been crushed?
Yeah.
So how do you do that?
Sorry, I didn't mean to bring you to but I think that when people hear that, I just got, I've heard it many times. I know your story, but I also then I can kind of say, so who are we all sitting here thinking that we don't know what anybody else is going through, and we have no idea. There's so many parts of Kathryn's world that she shared with us. Kathryn's part of my board of directors for the executive board. And I think almost immediately when I met her and heard her story, I was like, you need to be part of, if I can get her. So I've reeled her in. But I really think that there's so much that she can share with us, as well as everybody in the group, that I think we just don't know what people are dealing with, and who are all of us to say that somebody else doesn't have the ability. I mean, you've had how many success stories of finding animals for somebody when they lost their animal, or you knew where but there was the energy that I don't know. I remember, and if you don't know it, Kathryn's married to CB, who's in this group, and I don't know where CB is. So that's good, but we're happy to have somebody representing.
That's right. For sure. And Deanna, you have ReZENergize, right?
Exactly.
Deanna?
Yeah.
You have, yes, great. And so if you've gone to her facility, and that is also energy and vibration as well. It works well with the Reiki, and it has so many multitude of levels. If you know anything about like the neurobiofeedback or the the solfeggio frequencies or the megahertz frequencies, and how people can heal their bodies with sound and with music. And when I jumped on, they were talking about the singing bowls, which I have a set of those. And I just recently got a set of tuning forks, and I'm super excited about them. So I can't wait to use them. But it's the same level of everything is energy and vibration. Like everything has an aura. Everything, even plants, I've seen it around trees, grass, anything that's living and breathing has an aura. And how does it work? And if we think about, our thoughts and or the day-to-day life, and, why aren't our teams performing like they should, or why aren't I, getting the clients like I once did, or, how do I reach people at a deeper level? And it could just be that you're standing in stuck old ick energy. So how are you going to fix it? And that would be doing something with vibration and energy, like ReZENergize, or doing a Reiki treatment, or doing an integrative energy therapy treatment, or, yoga, deep breathing. I mean, like it's all connected. So, and it can be used in every aspect of your life.
Right. Exactly. I'm just glad you're here, Kathryn, even though you're a squirrel with a curl.
A squirrel with a curl, right?
We keep talking. Our executive board we're all kind of squirrels, but I think that's why we all kind of get along together. Except I'm not sure about Nancy. I don't know. She's not much of a squirrel. She's pretty nose down to the grindstone.
She's very organized. I love that about Nancy. She's very organized and very She just,
Yeah.
I just love that about her. So, and I love her birds. Her birds are beautiful too. So
Her birds are beautiful. I don't even know if she talks about her birds too much on here. But Nancy, did you have, thank you for being on, Kathryn. They are putting their contact information. I know Dawn usually does that. If you want to put your contact information, I am hoping that you and Deanna have connected or will connect if you haven't already. Maybe you've done that through email.
yeah,
But definitely, we're looking at 2024 as being the year of TTR being in touch with energy for sure on so many fronts. But I know you guys you'll take it from there, and I'm sure you'll find ways to work together, or at least have some resources that you could share or something. One thing Nancy, we're talking about. Did we miss anybody? Did everybody get a chance to? Okay, I think everybody got to explain who they do, or what they do, sorry, and why we should care. And the thing I always say is, you know what? What do you do? Well, we start out with new and good. What do you do? Or what do you do? Who you're looking for, and why should we care about you and what you do? There are how many realtors in this business world that are out there, and they're all trying to find business. How many insurance agents? I don't know, Skyler, you're still on here, I think, but how many of us are out there? You have to figure out a way to be different, and you have to be, willing to kind of, what's the word? Kind of, Skyler, we kind of keep picking at you being a young guy and everything, but so embrace that. Say, yeah, I'm a young guy, but I work with this, and you did that. You work with a great company, so
Yeah.
they've built something for you, and not that they were doing it just for you. They built it for all, however many years. They're doing a great thing. But so when I say that, and I say, why should we care? There's all kinds of product out there. I mean, Carol, how many people can sell the houses that any realtor, as long as they have a license, can sell it, right? Is she there? She might be here. Maybe she's gone. But
No, I'm here. I'm here.
But anybody, Carol, can sell those houses that you're selling, right? Anybody could do it. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I say it like it's easy. I'm saying
Mhm.
that as long as they're real estate license, they could be that agent to sell that house. But
Yes.
why do we want to work with Carol? Because Carol has been working this industry for how long, and listening to her introducing herself earlier, and listening to what she went through to get through this last closing. You're kind of like, I'd always want somebody who is dedicated to me like that. I would always want that. So I hope that's what our members are always going to bring to the table, is that you're not going to work with somebody who cares about this as much as I do. I may not have all the knowledge in the, everything that's available to me, but I'm going to go find it, because that's what Skyler's going to do. And Carol might, we all can say we're learning stuff every day anyway, no matter how old we are, how young we are. So, but I will say, this whole thing, Nancy, we were, the thing that I think Dawn had sent in the email prior to this meeting tonight was, we're talking about out of the box marketing. And I don't know if anybody would have anything that has really worked well. I have a couple things that I would just throw out there, and I do have something I want to share before the meeting's over. But Carol, realtors have stuff they do a lot. Do you do any? Have you ever had any like events or anything you could say that would be really, went well? Or I would even throw it out. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
We do client events once in a while. Like one group, they invited all of their clients to the pumpkin patch, and they let them pick out a pumpkin, and they paid for that and stuff like that. Myself, I've done pop buys, which is like, for Christmas, I gave everybody a little mixing bowl, and it was a matching spoon and something else, and I took it to their doorstep and put a little card in it from who it was from, and then text them and say, hey, look out your front door, and things like that. So that's what I do as well.
That's very nice. That's a really nice gift to give somebody.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was wondering, you know, and when you do that, Carol, I think I know the answer, but when you're doing something like that, do you post all over the place? Hey, it's Carol with EXP. No, you don't, do you?
I don't. I don't do that. I find me that if I'm doing that to a point, depending on what it is, that I feel like I'm promoting myself instead of my client. I want to promote my client. Their house just sold, their house we just listed. It's not about me, it's about my client.
Exactly.
If that makes sense, it's not about me. I see some agents that are just boasting about, oh, this and this and this constantly. And I go, stop, it's not about you. It's not about you. It's about your client. Right. And I get tired of seeing your face because that's all I ever see. But it's not about you, it's about them.
So when you're doing an event like that, you're literally there to thank them, not to sit
that's
there.
what it is. It's an appreciation event.
Okay, good answer. Okay, any thoughts on that? I figured that was what you were gonna say. I don't want you to think I had any other ideas, but
without them, I don't have a job. Without my clients, I don't have a job. I have to find something else to do.
Right. So Carol, when they actually pull that mixing bowl out and they see, maybe your name's not on it, but do you think maybe it is? It's not. Okay. No. But if it were, but even if it isn't, they pull that mixing bowl out and they think, oh, Carol, what a nice person she is. I mean, don't you think it keeps the top of mind, right?
Yeah, because it's a unique enough that it had like not a diagram, but design on it where you can't just get that anywhere. It's not something you could buy at Walmart or even Crate and Barrel. It's something very unique that it was ordered special. So you can't just get that anywhere. So they're going to remember who that's from.
Yeah. So you're not saying you're not marketing and advertising. You're being very subtle that they don't need to see your name all over the place. They just need to know. That's just a moment of taking that. I mean, what a unique thing just to be nice to people. I mean, just to be nice and say, here, I appreciate you. And now when you do the mixing bowl, I'm just asking, the mixing bowl, was that for clients who bought a house with you?
Yes.
Or okay.
Bought or sold with me. And I hand delivered it to their doorstep. Okay.
Very nice. Okay. Any thoughts anybody got on that? I'm just throwing it out there. That I think I knew what you were gonna probably say. Mm-hmm. I didn't think it would be anything different, but I think it's good to always kind of go back and just kind of revisit it. It's out of the box marketing, something that, people are getting bombarded with marketing messages all day. And they want to see something. Yeah. So you got to be something different, unique. Any thoughts? Anybody?
Carol, did you do that in Indiana or in Florida or both?
I do it in Indiana. I will send like a Christmas card. I will send something several times through the year to my Florida people, but I don't have a lot of Florida people yet to do that down there.
Would you do the same
Florida
thing?
people, I give them very good closing gifts.
Okay.
That's what I give them right now. So.
But that's really nice. I mean, that's really, Nancy, I was going to say, is anybody following Nancy's, anybody friends with Nancy on Facebook who because she asks all kinds of cool questions all the time. What has some questions been, Nancy? Well, that's marketing. That is,
Yeah.
I mean, it is. It's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool.
Mhm.
I see it and I'm like, well, this is really neat. And I try to answer her questions. Have you seen her question?
I haven't. I will look for her.
You didn't
So-
answer my pumpkin spice question, Jennifer.
What's the pumpkin spice question?
Are you a pumpkin spice lover?
I don't think so.
See, that's usually what
I
that seems to be the trend.
So is Nancy posting all over the place? Are you a pumpkin spice person? And if I don't know, she's not putting it's on her posts. You know what Nancy does, but she's just engaging people. And you had something not too long ago, Nancy, that said, was it that somebody was had you gotten so many clicks? Where was it that you got so many clicks? I saw it.
That was my business page. I met like 1,300 or something.
Then how do you think you're getting those clicks? I mean, I think that's pretty neat. I think that's pretty awesome.
I'm just out playing on social media. I try to get out there twice a day, but it's like
Okay.
after a while, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
Okay,
It's-
so I misunderstood.
What do you mean?
When you said, are you a pumpkin spice lover? I'm like, so my lover style is like only seasonal, or I'm a lover who is spicy. I'm a lover that has like
Oh, yeah.
cinnamon and spice and everything nice. Like, what kind of lover am I really? Am I a pumpkin spice lover? Or am I like, seasonal? I don't know.
No,
So
you're
I
a
was
weirdo, but that's
right. I'm just so you said, are you a pumpkin spice lover? I'm like, well, what kind of lover am I? I don't know.
oh boy. Skyler's on here, ladies. We got to watch what we're talking about on this. We got a young boy. No, not a young boy. You know what I'm saying. You're old enough. We know that, but that's an interesting perspective, Nancy. Have you ever had anybody ask that question?
Nope.
But Nancy, the question is, how did you decide you were going to put that? Did you see somewhere that somebody was doing that or recommending that? Or you just thought, I'm going to put questions out there? And
that's
how'd you
it.
come up
I
with that?
just try to come up with something every day. So after a while, you just have to keep. Sometimes I do take them from other people, but a lot of times I just think of, what's happened this day in history and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Right.
Have
Right.
you
Well,
ever seen or used any of those conversation cards?
Conversation cards.
The kind that there's several of them out there that sort of foster really deep,
Yeah.
interesting conversations. And that's why I was wondering if you ever picked up any of those or tried any of those or looked at any of those to help you with your questions.
If you say that, I think I've got a set somewhere now that you say it.
I have like 10 sets.
Do you use them?
Yes. They're amazing. Especially the little talk. If you have a single solitary child in your life, grandchild, niece, nephew, actual child, these cards are the most profound conversation you'll ever have with a kid under 12.
Really?
Yeah,
Cool.
they're called Little Talk. We sell them, but we carry them because they're really good.
Mm-hmm.
but do you use those? I mean, are they, because Nancy's stuff is always very simple questions, do you like what did you say? The leaves were changing. I think you said something, and it was just a simple, what do you like about this time of year or something? I don't know. But you're not saying, hey, by the way, once you answer this question, I'm Nancy Vesley and I'm with the IHC,
Right.
she's not doing that. She's just being present, and being on there twice a day is a lot of work. So I give you credit for that, for sure. Skyler, can I ask you a question? Are you still on?
Yeah, go for it.
Are you on Facebook anywhere?
I created a Facebook page for Connor Insurance recently, so I'm gonna start getting into that.
Okay, now I'm not asking you because I want you to be out there posting crazy stuff all over the place, but I was trying to find you and I was like, wait a minute, he's not out here, I don't think. Now, I understand that people like in the financial and insurance probably have to kind of watch what they're doing. And Nancy has been doing her stuff for a while, and she really is, well, she's an independent agent. So I truly know what Connor would say or not say about certain things. But I just wondered, because definitely share it with all of us, or at least try to go out and invite us to like your page and all that kind of stuff. Because when we start seeing stuff coming through that, and Deanna, I'm not sure that I'm going to have to do the same thing. I suggest, well, invite us to like it, but I'm sorry that I haven't already done that. So I will do that. But I guess I don't know. I mean, the social media can really work. I do think that hands-on thing, you know, meeting people in real life. Yes, we're on Zoom right now. It's a virtual platform, but it does make things a little easier, especially in the people are tending to maybe be here sitting with their pajamas on. You're fine, you know, do that. Why not? We don't care. We're just wanting to get to know you. Nancy, did you have anything that you wanted to share? Because I don't want to just talk. I know I have something I did want to share with everybody, as long as we're talking about out of the box marketing. We've only got a couple minutes, and I just put the phone right up to my face. Sorry about that, guys.
No, I think
Anything?
you covered it. You got into it.
Okay, well, let me,
Marketing.
yeah, so we have a couple more weeks. This is always a fun time of year because every year, oh my gosh, through the pandemic, what a crazy time we were, you know, we're still doing so much of that. But I have this one thing that I found, and I would just give me a couple minutes and I'll share it with you real quick. It's almost time to be done, but I found this thing a long time ago, not a long time, a couple of years ago, that it's, and if anybody wants it, it's just really funny, but it's buzz or bust. And Nancy might have heard some of these because I've shared them over the years. I have no idea where it came from, but they talk about different marketing campaigns that were definitely out of the box. And some of them were a buzz and some of them were a bust. So I just put a couple things out there. One of them is, and this is considered a bust, and Skyler probably would be way too young. I don't even know when Skyler was born, but this is all about Oprah Winfrey's free cars. And it happened back in 2004. And it says, Oprah Winfrey's stamp of approval can sure sell books, but a 2004 Pontiac giveaway on her show didn't work out as planned for the car maker. General Motors decided to promote its new Pontiac G6 by giving one to every member of her studio audience. So it meant 276 cars for a total retail value of nearly $8 million. But while Oprah basked in good press, few people noticed that the cars were Pontiacs. To make matters worse, days after the stunt, it was announced that each winner had to pay nearly $7,000 tax on the vehicles, creating some ill will. You can imagine that, right? To smooth things out, Pontiac had to go back to the till and cover the sales tax. So it's really up to everybody to decide, is that a buzz or is that a bust? But it's kind of funny if you remember it, which Skyler, you were what, probably 4 or 5 years old? I don't even know. How old
You're
were
spot
you?
on. I was 4. Yeah, I was 4.
You don't remember that, but it was hilarious at the time because we all remember, well, at least I think the majority of us remember, if you watched Oprah, you get a car and you get a car. And it was very exciting. But when I read that, I was kind of like hilarious. And I got one other real quick one, and I thank you guys for hanging around. But this is another bust. Actually, you kind of look at that. It's the way you look at it. But okay, so in a hybrid promo stunt, ad campaign. LifeLock, if we remember LifeLock, CEO Todd Davis promoted his identity theft protection service by giving out his real social security number
Oh, yeah.
and
Mhm.
broadcast ads, yes, and daring thieves to try to steal his identity. I actually think he had it on the side of a couple trucks in the commercials, I think, that drove around with his social security number on it. A West Virginia law firm representing multiple plaintiffs and attempting to sue this was a while back. I don't know how it turned out. I'll have to go back and find out. They attempted to sue, claiming that the ads were misleading because Davis's identity had been stolen since he began dispensing his information on air by about 20 different thieves. However, LifeLock disputed the claim, saying that while many would-be thieves were induced by the opportunity, only one was successful, and it was only successful to the tune of $500. So whether LifeLock goes down as one of history's great ad campaigns or just another payday for the lawyers remains to be seen. I'll have to look up and find out because this has been a few years. I am sure they settled that, but isn't that, I mean, it's kind of funny. We all kind of laugh and chuckle. There's a handful of other ones on this that are hilarious. And I could go, I started reading this one day and I was like, oh my gosh. And there is another thing that I will send out to you, or I'll send out, maybe we'll even talk about it next week. That is hilarious. That's the Skittles, the candy, did a thing. I won't even go into it, but buzz or bust, I mean, what outrageous things can you do? And yeah, we'd like to believe everything's going to work, but it doesn't always. But sometimes it does, even though it doesn't, right? Even though it kind of proves the point. I thought that was funny about LifeLock because I'm like, what an idiot, but he proved his point. I mean, he did prove his point. So anyway, I thank you guys. I know we're 1 minute past. Keep plugging along. Make sure you connect with each other because that really is where the magic happens on the outside of this. Not that our meetings aren't important, but we really, you just never know who people know and what they're doing. And that's why we ask what's your wins, because your wins sometimes let us into the other parts. We're not trying to be nosy, but we find out that you have a life that's all not even related to what you're doing here in this group. And that sometimes can open up so many other opportunities. So, Nancy, thank you for co-leading. Yes, ma'am.
I have a couple questions. Number one, my phone died halfway through and knocked me off the game. So now everybody who put their information in the chat, I do not have it. I can't even get at it to copy it and paste it. So if there's anybody that would be willing to send me everything in the chat before you close, I can't get to it anymore.
And I will tell you, Deanna, that I think Dawn usually sends it out in an email after, so you will get that. But if you guys want to go ahead and send it, definitely reach out. And Deanna, we're gonna all be your little squad to get this thing scheduled and so we can get the promotion of it and everything, get something scheduled. But if you guys can put it back in the chat, I don't have a lot of control over this because I think Dawn is recording it, not me. She's the one who starts it, so I'm a little bit limited. And then what else? Deanna, did you have?
I didn't understand the whole, what do you do and who are you looking for? And so I was just going to add this because that was a new reminder. Who I'm looking for are people who the doctor has said, I'm sorry, this is all we can do for you.
Oh my God.
This is the only path we have is this medicines and that therapy. And if it doesn't work, it's all we got.
Yeah, that is amazing. That's a great, I don't know about you guys. I know a few of those people. I mean, I do. So so we need to connect you. Okay. Good point. Good idea. Anything else, Deanna, that we can help?
No, I'm so grateful to meet all of you. It was so lovely to hear the things that you had to say, and I love the idea of the out of the box marketing. So well done, all of you.
It's kind of funny, isn't it? I just get a chuckle. I always have so much fun with this. So I will find the Skittles thing. Hold me to it. I'll find it for next week. Hopefully we can talk. And you're going to say, why do I want to know about Skittles? Wait till you see this video. It's like a 2-minute video and I will show it to you, but it's hilarious. So everybody have a good time. Did you guys get to the chat anything for Miss Deanna? I am now looking on my
I
phone
did.
and I'm not. Okay, good. Thank you guys. I appreciate that. Are you getting everything?
Have a good night, guys.
Yep. Skyler, take care. We're so glad you're here.
Take
Thank you.
care. Bye.
Be safe, everybody. Glad you're feeling better, Nancy.
Thanks.
Talk to you soon, ladies, gentlemen. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.